see if I unbutton this. Hi guys, it's Malik. I have not used my benefits in so long as a flight attendant. And today I'm going to Paris. I'm going to Paris. I'm gonna get on a plane and it's gonna take me to New York. And then I'm going to fly Paris, business class. I dressed up, I had my dress shoes on. If only you could see. I am so excited. I have wanted to go to Paris for so long. This job has been so hard lately, and I'm so grateful that right now it is giving me this moment of light. One of my favorite planes is picking me up, Boulangerie, the plane that celebrates my airline's mission to inspire humanity, our values, all of that. And I feel like it's right. Everything is right. So I need to go. I gotta go to the airport like now. I'm pushing it, y'all. So let's go. Let's go to Paris, France. I'm kind of scared. That's how you know this is gonna be a good trip. Do the things in life that scare you. That's how you know. That's how you already know. Let's go. New York City. I am wearing my Yankees cap because it is the World Championship facing off the LA Dodgers. Could not want the Yankees to win more, although I have no care in the world about sports. I'm rooting for the Yankees just because it's my hometown team. JetBlue is so New York and based in New York. Like, I'm just rooting for New York. It was a good flight over, about 4 hours from Austin, a little bit less than that. And then now I have been waiting. It's been about a 4-5 hour sit, gonna be like that total in between flights. I was able to work on a card for the crew. I just got the crew Cadence. It is a brand new hydration supplement from Ross McKay. When I stopped eating chicken, I started looking for plant-based alternatives. He's like the founder of Daring Foods. Daring is a company that basically dares to make really good plant-based chicken, and it's my favorite plant-based chicken. I followed him on Instagram when I lived in LA. Cadence is also coming out of Los Angeles. I'm all for hydration in this job. It is so important when you are flying, and our transatlantic teams at my airline have really took a leap, right? Like whenever you join something new at a company, I think that you're taking this leap of faith and you're taking this risk and you don't know what it's gonna happen or what it's gonna be like, and yet you are the one, by taking that risk and trying something new, not only benefiting yourself, but you are benefiting the entire company. And so I just wrote them a little card that just says, thank you for doing that, for securing our future across the pond. I'm so passionate about the brand that I work for, and I feel like today I just have felt so good. I don't know if it's this outfit, this whole fit, but today I've just felt so good. I am so grateful to be at the company that I work for and to have this trip where I'm not working. Right now I'm on our T5 rooftop, so if you ever fly my airline out of New York, there is a place where you can go to breathe fresh air. There's even a place for dogs. We call it a wooftop. Our branding, by the way, on the catering trucks, so cool. Hit the road snack. I was like, that's new and I love it. Getting to enjoy the benefits of being a flight attendant that I rarely take advantage of anymore because things are so expensive nowadays. Even doing a trip, you're gonna spend so much money, and I think that's honestly what the issue is in the industry right now, is that like people can't even afford to use their benefits, or the flights are so full that they're scared to use their benefits. If I get stuck in Paris and I can't get back, like that's on me. You know what I mean? I have to call out of my trip, right? It's gonna be fine. It looks totally fine for coming back. There's a lot of fear with travel right now, even from people who do it all the time like me. My family wanted to do a Paris trip like a year ago, or 2 years ago when the whole bedbug situation, like before the bedbug situation came up, then the bedbug situation came up. So there were just all these reasons not to go to Paris, all of these excuses of why my family wasn't taking this trip to Paris. Oh, will we get on standby? Oh, my family wanted to fly business class. What if there's no seats? What if we book the hotel and then we don't get there? What if, just all these what ifs. And I feel like honestly, it's a way that people live their life. What if? Never what if it goes right, but always what if it goes wrong. And I'm not gonna say I'm perfect. I have anxiety too. I need to work on trusting myself and trusting God and all of that more. You have to realize that if you're gonna wait to do a trip for this perfect moment, if you're gonna wait to speak to your boss about that promotion or that raise at the perfect moment will never come. The perfect moment comes from you choosing the moment. And that's something I'm learning. I just actually spoke with my therapist today, and he was saying, don't live in your trauma. Don't live in the pain. Don't live, like, be here, be now. And you do have the autonomy to choose incredibly personal moments of your life, right? You can choose. And I think sometimes I have this vibe of come what may, right? Whatever happens, happens. It's like, no, I want to start making decisions for myself, saying what I want and advocating for myself. 25 years old, I have some idea of what I want, so why should I just leave it up to fate? Sometimes I think it's good to just go with the flow, but other times I think it's cool to express what you want, to say what you want, to ask for it, and to have it. Like, how cool is it to manifest those dreams into reality? And not just the bigger things, but also the smaller things, like taking a trip to Paris. I haven't called my grandma yet to tell her that I'm going on this trip. She's really been the one who's wanted to go, but she just hasn't taken the jump because of all these factors that I've mentioned. Should I just buy the flight? Like, all this stuff? And I'm like, no, I have my benefits. Like, this is what we use them for, like, to be able to just go somewhere and get a cup of coffee in Paris, like to be able to get a baguette, to be able to go to the Eiffel Tower, to be able to do these things that you only see on Instagram or in the movies or whatever. Like, I've never been to Paris. And so it's just this moment of like, I chose this date, I chose this time, I manipulated my schedule this month for flying so that I could have this stretch of time off when the flights look good. And I'm just so excited. I don't have $1 million. I'm not staying in the best hotel. I'm literally staying in a hostel. And that is a good transition actually to what I'm scared of on this trip. I have never stayed in a hostel in my life. I don't know what to expect. After that, I'm going to a real hotel for one night and then I'm coming back to New York. I have a friend, Alianka, and she once stayed in this hostel in Austin, and this guy was super sick, and they wound up, because they could hear him coughing up like a lung the whole night, they left. They were scared. And I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope it goes well. I want to be able to have this experience though, because I feel like that's a true solo traveler. Like, are you really a solo traveler? Not to say you need to have these bad experiences or anything, but are you a really solo traveler until you've stayed in a hostel? It doesn't have to be the worst hostel or the best hostel, but just that experience of being in a room with strangers, kind of like a crash pad for like flight attendants. I've never done something like that. It was the cheapest way to do this trip and to have more days in Paris, spend money on actual Paris and not on a room when the whole goal is to be outside in the city. And so it kind of worked out. I don't know how the subway works because I'm doing this trip alone. There is no friend or person that I can ask for help. When I went to London, I went with my friend Chantel, and when my debit card wasn't working because my bank literally thought I was not actually in London, that backup isn't gonna be there. France is French speaking. Spanish, I can at least say no habla español or hablo un poco español or tú quieres or yo visito, you know what I mean? I can say certain things, especially in travel because I work in travel. So, whereas this, I don't know any words in French, and I am kind of scared of that, right? Like, what is that gonna be like? Not knowing any words in this language, not even being able to know how to say, I don't speak the language in the language. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT for some phrases on the flight that I can use. I just booked the return flight today, and my airline sent it to me, like the reservation in French. And I'm like, this is so cool, but also I am so lost. Like when I was booking the hotels, a lot of it is in French, and I was having to use ChatGPT, getting a headache from reading the other language that I don't understand and trying to translate it on my own just by like cognates, like words that are similar in the languages. And even the accent, like I don't know how to say it, like Le Maris. I don't know how to, like that area that's super popular in Paris, the Maris. I don't know how to say it in French, or like the way you're supposed to say it. Overall, this is a good thing. This is so cool. This is what your 20s should be, and I am so excited to have this opportunity to just go, and I'm so grateful that I'm like taking the leap and just doing this. This is so crazy, y'all. It's okay to be scared, but you still should do the thing. I've not had a moment like this where I've been scared to travel in a long time. And being a flight attendant, you always have your airline knowing exactly where you are, knowing exactly what time you're supposed to show up. You have a whole crew that knows you're in the city. I'm going to Paris alone, right? My airline has no idea. There's no backup safety net in the way that there is when you're on a work trip. You really put yourself in Paris, right? The airline didn't do that. I'm not working the flight. So it's just very, very different dynamic, and it makes you feel a little more vulnerable. Paris, here we come. If you would have told even 18-year-old me that I'd be going to Paris on my benefits as a flight attendant, I would have jumped for joy in that moment. And here I am, 25, it's real. This stuff is crazy, man. I mean, I remember when LA was just the dream, like taking a flight to LA. Like sitting in my bedroom wishing I could just go across my own country, and now I'm going across the world on my own. It really can happen. Your dreams can come true. Living proof. May not look how you thought it would, but I'm gonna take business class and then I'm gonna be in a hostel. Oh, the dichotomy of that. Other than seeing one friend who lives in Paris, I don't have any real concrete plans. But I kind of just want Paris to show me Paris. I just want to explore and get coffee and like go out. Maybe I'll go out one night. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to go sit under the Eiffel Tower, maybe get some French butter to take home. Like, I have no real plan. I just want to go to Paris. So, let's go to Paris.
Les roulettes vers l'intérieur ou l'extérieur, et les sacs les plus petits sur le siège devant vous. Situation dangereuse ou anormale en contactant le 17 ou le 112. Paris Aéroport vous remercie de votre attention.
Actuellement, c'est notre gare.
informations, vous pouvez consulter les sites et applications Île-de-France Mobilité et SNCF.
It is too early to check in, so we are gonna leave my bags and go explore Paris. I really wanted to change into sweats, but okay, let's just do this like this. Been in this fit for how long now? Oh my god. It's the people. Paris is where I chose, Nation. So on the 6th floor of my hostel, there is this bar, this like rooftop bar. It's kind of cute actually. You could have a nice, I actually am thinking about sitting there, honestly, because I just want to check in, sit down, change, brush my teeth, like all that stuff. I just kind of feel gross. However, there are these lockers. You can see them all around me here, and you pay for lockers. So in Paris, what I learned when I was looking up reservations was that a lot of these hostels do not provide towels. They do not provide locks. Like, you have to do all of that. So I brought my own towel from home, and I bought, what else? I didn't bring a lock, so I've got to pay for a lock or whatever the situation is here. I don't even know if my suitcase is gonna fit in this though. These lockers seem small. I don't know. All right. Rent a locker. I'm gonna rent a large locker for 24 hours. That's $8. That's crazy. You're not supposed to do this, but I'm gonna leave my bag in here, run out, get food, come back. Apparently, you really shouldn't pay for a locker. All right, let's go. We're gonna get a lock too, because there is one in the room. So the reason why this hostel is super cool is because there is this grocery store right next to the hostel. And so you can get everything you need here. Cheap food, like all that, and even locks, which you need for the hostel. Instead of wasting paper, they have these LED screens. You see those? Oh, there's chocolate. Isn't that so Malik? These LED screens, I can't read any of this stuff in freaking French, I gotta learn French. They're using the screens instead of printing new paper, so they can just change the screen if the price changes, which is so cool. I'm really in a grocery store in Paris right now, y'all. In Paris.
Donc si jamais l'avion... Vous avez plus de hot dog brioché? Non?
Underneath the bed you have a locker where you can leave everything inside. You need a padlock to secure it.
Second I walked in here, someone was butt naked, like full everything out. And I was like, no way, this is not what I thought I was getting myself into. Okay, the floor is incredibly wet. It's like gross. And then, oh my god, I'm like stepping in all the water. This is the shower. It actually looks not that bad. The shower actually looks like it looks like it does the job, like it's a shower, you know what I mean? And you have your pick of them, there's a lot. La Felicita. It's in the lower section, like below the Seine. I'm staying above the Seine, so just a different area. La Felicita. I believe it's like a food hall. It's got gardens and it's open. It's like this cool like warehouse garden situation. It's supposed to be open till like 1:30 in the morning. Like it's supposed to be perfect for like breakfast, lunch, or dinner, according to Damon Dominique, of course, who lives here. So I am taking his word for it. I follow his YouTube channel. After the longest day, I am getting to see the Eiffel Tower for the first time in my life. I did not expect it to be this pretty. This is a sight to behold. It looks so intricate. I think that's the best way I could describe it. It looks so intricate. You can see every detail. It just looks so intricate. It has been a day. It has been a day. Look what's behind me. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see the Eiffel freaking Tower? Welcome to Paris at 12:47 a.m., y'all. I wanted to talk about just how the day went. Because I'm staying in the hostel, it's kind of hard to talk about anything. Can't be loud inside the hostel with 5 other people that could be sleeping. I have to pee so bad. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. But there are some things I want to talk to you guys about. First off, Paris, the Eiffel Tower is the most beautiful. I don't like historic buildings. I am not someone who fiends over museums. I feel like there's just so much going on. I'm not someone who fiends over museums or over the Statue of Liberty or the Empire State Building. From New York, so you know. But you know, I just don't care about those things in other cities. Like, okay, you see Big Ben in London and you're like, okay, now like, can we move on? You know what I mean? But the Eiffel Tower is, I can feel it in my heart, gonna be a place that I want to come back to again and again and again, because it truly is such an intricate building. Feels like it could fall apart. Like you can, it just feels like it looks like a toy almost in real life. Like it could just come tumbling down, like it's made with wood or something. It just looks so beautiful. There are these cable cars running up and down it, and it is actually worth the hype. The Eiffel Tower. I feel like a lot of these places that become tourist attractions that bring cities revenue, you wind up being like, well, this wasn't really worth the hype. And the Eiffel Tower was worth the hype. I was there as the sparkles went on tonight, and I didn't even know that happened. The sparkles where it just totally lights up. I got pictures with the Eiffel Tower beautifully lit up. And the fact that I got to see that, my first night in Paris, I almost went to bed tonight, y'all. I almost went to bed tonight, and I was like, no way. There is no way your very first night in Paris, you are going to bed. Especially because I don't want to be in the hostel anyway. It kind of sucks. Just the showering, the whole thing kind of sucks. Doesn't feel that clean. I got this really incredible mango cake earlier today from this place by the hostel, the boulangerie. Y'all already know I'm about to talk about French like crazy. Oh my god, it started to break apart. I didn't try it before it started to break apart. Y'all already know that I care so much. One of the reasons, the biggest reasons that I love being a flight attendant is because I get to learn about these cultural nuances. All right, I'm gonna try this mango piece right now. They say there's like some mango in it. Oh my god. That is such a perfect sweet treat. It's like chocolate. It tastes like healthy chocolate with fruit. Anyway, I'm gonna eat this as my midnight snack with you guys. My 1 a.m. snack. When I was in there, they had to get someone else for me to speak English. People, for some reason, I feel like no one acts like you should know French in order to be in Paris. But you should, just because it's a cool place and a lot of people here know English. You say, parlez-vous anglais? And they'll be like, yeah, but you say bonjour first. They're very serious about that from what I hear. And I think just being here today, I'm like, yeah, it is kind of rude to just start talking to someone without saying something. Like, hi. Can you imagine if someone just came up to you, do you speak English? Versus, hey, hi, do you speak English? Anyway, so, yeah, I want to learn French so bad now. And I know I'm still learning Spanish. I really need to focus on it in order to be able to finish with that or feel at a level where I'm good enough where I can feel like I can start learning another language. I feel like this is part of why I'm on Earth, is to like show people how to travel. And how you travel and explore the world is by, I think, learning from all these different cultures and all these different kinds of languages and all these different kinds of people. And I think that when you do that, when you actually do that and you try to actually match who you are in the moment with that other culture, with that other language, with that other experience, right? And you try to convert what you would say into how they would say it, into a way that they can understand it, and they try to do the same for you. I mean, can you think of something that is more loving in this world, truly, than people doing the work to understand each other, doing the work to not just understand each other, but to see each other, to make each other feel seen, which I feel like feeling seen is the thing that every human desires at the core, right? We may say we want to be loved. We may say we want, this partner or this, dream mansion or this dream job or whatever it is. But in the end, what we really want is to feel seen, right? By that person, by that thing, right? That this is part of who we are, right? That we came here for this, right? And now we have turned this little idea into reality, right? That's manifesting, right? That's why it's such an art. That's why it's so beautiful when you are able to bring something into your reality that was just an idea at one point. And today I got so grateful for my airline. Like, I was just like, I am so grateful JetBlue exists, because the opportunity that I have had that I don't think I would have had in the same way at any other airline, it touches my heart. The fact that I got to fly my airline for business class here for free is insane. The fact that our product is so awesome is insane. The fact that we are now connecting New York and Paris, like, what? Like, I work flights that help people. Like, I meet people all the time that are connecting on London or connecting on Paris or connecting, right? It's like I do play a part in these flights, and now to get to experience it, even though I don't actually work the flights, the transatlantic flights, I do have this part in it for the connectors who are actually going to Miami or actually going to Vancouver or actually going, you know what I mean? So it just makes me really happy. And this place is so interesting. I don't know. It's just like, it reminds me of New York. And speaking of New York, I want to talk about my family really quick, because my family had been planning this trip to Paris for a while, right? They had been wanting to come to Paris. And I was game for it. Like, y'all already know. But the problem is, the reason why people don't solo travel, and not even just solo travel, the reason why people don't travel, y'all, you're caught up in the semantics, right? I remember this story once from 9 News, and it's just this really good story of this guy that lived out of this crazy storm in Denver. Katie Eastman did the story. And she was like, the semantics of this story will go down in Crested Butte folklore, right? The semantics of how it happened are going to be freaking written about in a fiction book, right? You know what I mean? Like, but the meat of the story, what really mattered the fact that, how it happened, what hotel you stayed in, whether you went to the Eiffel Tower on the first day or the second day, whether you flew business class there, whether you flew economy there, all that, though all the options of that are going to go down in a stupid fiction book. But the real story of how that place changed you, or how you met someone who made you so happy there, right? Like, I still meet people on my layovers who I think about, right? Or maybe I'll follow them on Instagram and I'll see them, and I'm like, wow, like, that's where that person is, good or bad. Stopping yourself from experiencing these things because you are worried about how expensive it's going to be, or whether you can get the time off from work, or whether it aligns with this schedule. Y'all, I've said it before, there is no perfect time, right? Like, you have to make that perfect time. And my grandma, before, I love her so much, she actually said that I inspired her. But she said that, she's like, I'm so jealous of you, getting to go to Paris. Because she's been wanting to go for probably like 10 years now, probably even longer than that. People dream of coming to these cities. What I want to point out here is that jealousy is it's rarely a bad thing. If you get jealous of someone, I feel like it's the perfect opportunity. Just like checking my back here. I don't know how crazy Paris is yet, and I am in a pretty touristy area. But jealousy I don't think it's really a bad thing. I think that jealousy is an opportunity for you to say, whoa, I want that. Right? That's all jealousy is. Jealousy is really you being mad at yourself for you not making your dreams come true. That's what jealousy is. Jealousy is really you sitting there watching another human being do what you wanted to do. Someone else's success is just proof that you can be successful too. It's not something to say that you can't do it. And I think that I am very blessed. I was born with my baseline is optimism, right? Where I think a lot of people, their baseline is not optimism. So for me, it's really easy to see this. But if you have to do the work to get yourself to believe this, do the work to get yourself to believe this. Because look at the stories, look at the people that have been successful, and look at how many more people are successful as a result of their success, right? Had my airline's founders never made my airline because they were scared, right? Or because there wasn't the right time to build a brand new airline. Oh my God, it's lighting up again. If they had never made the airline because they thought, well, how are we going to do this? This isn't the right time to build an airline. New York's not the right city to do it in, blah, 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 blah. How are we going to make this perfect? And they never did it. I would not have the opportunity that I have right now to be successful. And that is why I am grateful, because they took the risk. They didn't know what was going to happen. And now it's like 24 years later, here's this 25-year-old benefiting. Let jealousy be a calling. If you see something that someone else has, whether it be me right now being in Paris and you're like, I want to go to Paris, good, get mad, get jealous, freaking book the trip, right? Just make sure that jealousy turns into action that benefits you and benefits everybody else, not action that puts hate on someone. Usually jealousy just manifests as hate, but it's not really, you're not hating the other person, you hate yourself for not doing it. Right? So it's hard to watch. So you don't want to watch them be successful. You want them to get torn down. You want them to stop, right? Because that would help you and your ego sleep better at night if you knew that no one else was achieving your dream. But the thing is, I heard this recently that, like, if the universe needs something to come out, if God needs something to be in this world, there's 8 billion humans. It's going to come out, right? It's going to be out in the world, right? Because it's not just about you. This is always about all of us and all of our callings and all of, who we are, and about the benefit of the whole world, not just you. So I think that, I don't know, Paris and this trip and me doing it so quick and booking a hostel because I didn't have the money and just trying all of it. The hostel, by the way, is you don't want to stay in a hostel. I mean, it's really not that bad. It's been fine, but it's just kind of gross. And weird, and I can't talk in the room. I'm outside at 1 a.m. in Paris making a video because I'm staying in a hostel. But the rooftop's really nice. The rooftop bar, you can see the Eiffel Tower from the rooftop, and they made me an incredible latte. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. I think I just hope that you took from this video that you should do these things that scare you, right? And people may say, how could Paris scare you? Bro, when you're the only when you go up to a subway teller in a city that you've never been to, in a country that you've never been to, and you say, "Parlez-vous anglais?" and she says, "No." People say that you can just navigate here with English, and you can, but you need to learn French if you want to really enjoy Paris. And it is beautiful to listen to this language. Merci beaucoup. And I don't know, excusez-moi, right? All these things that I learned in one day. ChatGPT fully helped me just asking along the way, right before I got on the train, what's it like to ride the train in Paris? Or I'm thankful to y'all because you all support me as well, and you are the reason for my growth too. So I am grateful. I love you guys. I'm going to be making a video every single day here in Paris, so make sure you catch the next one. This was just the beginning. Bonsoir. It's not bonjour. At nighttime is bonsoir for a good night, a good evening to you. All right. Later, y'all. Mwah.